Good morning, students. Children, if you remember, yesterday we took up the figures of speech of this poem, Somebody's Mother by Mary Down Bryan. Today we will revise those figures of speech. I'll do a little more figures of speech and also the appreciation of this poem. Okay? So are you ready? I hope you're sitting with your textbook, your notebook, your pen and your water bottles. So shall we start then? The figures of speech are, the first, the woman was old and ragged and grey. Now old and grey mean the same thing. Okay? So when you have two words of the same meaning, it is known as tautology. Then, the woman was old and ragged and grey. You have the same sentence, but you have another figure of speech on. What is this? You have the word repeated, no? And. So when the word is repeated, what is the figure of speech? Whenever any word is repeated, that figure of speech is called repetition. Remember, repeat, no? So repetition, okay? Learn the spellings. Then, at the crowded crossing, she waited long. Now, here the order of the sentence is not right. No, it is incorrect. What should it be? She waited long at the crowded crossing. So, when the order is not right, what do you call that? Inversion. Then, unheeding the glance of her anxious eye. Now here, whose anxious eye we are talking about? The old woman. So, it is a part for the whole woman, right? The eyes is a part of the whole woman. So, therefore, it is known as synecdoche. What is it known as? Synecdoche. Then, came happy boys like a flock of sheep. Now, this is easy for you because there is comparison. Happy boys are compared to what? Flock of sheep. So, like is what? Like and as when it comes. What is it? Figure of speech? Simile. Yes. Hasten the children on their way. The children on their way, hasten. Order is not right. Okay, it is different here because it's poem. So, what is the figure of speech? Inversion. So, weak and timid, afraid to stir. Now, what is repeated here? If you see, the alphabet is repeated. S. S. So, when alphabet is repeated, it is known as alliteration. Because it is alphabet. A for alphabet. Remember that way I said, no? A, alphabet. A, alliteration. When the word is repeated, it is known as repetition. Should trample her down in the slippery street. Here you see again alphabet is repeated. So what will it be? Alliteration. He guided the trembling feet along. Now whose trembling feet? The old woman's. No? So this is a part, no? For the whole woman. The feet is a part of the whole woman. So when it is a part of the whole, it is known as synecdoche. Then back again to his friends he went. So here the order is not right. What should be the order? Then he went back to his friends. So inversion. Then for all she's aged and poor and slow. Okay. Now you see you're describing her and the order is going from lower to higher. Aged, poor, slow. So when you're climbing, it's like climbing up the steps. So what is it? What figure of speech? Climax. Yes. Somebody's mother bowed low her head. What is it? The order is not right. So it will be inversion. What will be the right order? Come on children, tell me. Somebody's mother bowed her head low. Bowed her head low. Now a few more which I didn't do yesterday. Come on, let's see if you can solve it. Though the answers are given, but you can just think and tell me, okay? Unheeding the glance of her anxious eye. Now this you have already taken and we are done is as this one as synecdoche, okay? But you can also say it is transferred epithet. Now please understand this. What is transferred epithet? Epithet is what? Adjective. What is an adjective? Describing word. Now here in this sentence, which is the adjective, children? Anxious. What kind of eye is? Anxious eye. So it is epithet. That means it is adjective. Now, you tell me, who was anxious in this poem? Who was anxious? The old woman. It is not the eyes that was anxious. It was the old woman who was anxious. So the word anxious is transferred from the woman to the eye. Okay? From the woman to the eye, it is transferred. Therefore, it is known as transferred epithet. Clear? Then let's move on. To help my mother. You understand? Now children, there's a question mark here. Whenever you have a figure of speech with a question mark, it is known as interrogation. What is it known as? Interrogation. Okay. Then next, and someone, sometime may lend a hand. Now something is repeated here. Which word is repeated? Some, right? So when the word is repeated, what is it? Repetition. Yes. She placed and so without hurt or harm. Now you see these two words, hurt, harm, means the same thing. So when you have a word, when you have two words of the same meaning, what is it known as? Tautology. Well, these are all your figures of speech, children. Now let's move on to a very important part of the poem, okay, which you've been studying even before, and today we will be taking it up, but the pattern is a little different in the 9th standard, and that is known as appreciation of the poem. Now, in the appreciation, as I already told you in the earlier videos, children, your appreciation carries how many marks? 5 marks. And children, you have to write it in paragraph format. This is only the points I have given you. Don't write it in point format. You have to write it in paragraph format. This I have given you only for you to remember what you have to write in the paragraphs. Now, which are the points, children? You have title, name of the poet, poetess, central idea or the theme, figures of speech, and rhyme scheme. Now, to mention to you about figures of speech, children, there are so many. You don't have to write all those in your appreciation. You can write 2 of them. 2, you mention which examples, okay? With example you mention and you write which figure of speech it is. Is that clear? So let's write now. Let's see how we write it in paragraph. See, this is how it looks like in the paragraph format. Okay? This is not in point format. It is in paragraph format. So let's start. You start with what? The name of the poem and the poetess or the poet. The poem, Somebody's Mother, is written by Mary Dow Bryan. She wrote many poems and children's books, but she is best known for this poem. Now coming to the second part of the, what is it? The rhyme scheme. The poem has 8 stanzas. You know, it has got 8 stanzas. You can count it. The rhyme schemes of, now let's see the rhyme scheme of 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th and 8th stanzas. What is the rhyme scheme? A, A, B, B. You know how you see the rhyme scheme, no? You see the last words and see whether it's, you see whether it's a rhyming words, right? So you have the 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th and 8th stanza. The rhyme scheme is A, A, B, B. And the 3rd, 6th and 7th stanza, it is known as, what is the rhyme scheme? A, A, B, B, C, C. Now coming to the central idea or the theme of the poem. So you have to write what is the poem about. Okay. An old woman in worn out clothes wanted to cross the road on a winter's day. She waited long, but nobody paid attention to her. A happy group of young boys come laughing and jumping down the street. One of them stops near her and offers her a helping hand. The old woman places her whole hand on his strong young arm, who guides the trembling feet along. He goes back to his friends and tells them that the old woman is somebody's mother and that someone someday would help his mother when she becomes old and when he is far away. The old woman prays to God to be kind to the noble boy who is somebody's son and pride and joy. Now, this is the central idea. Now, coming to the figure of speech. Now, figure of speech, children, the poet has used many figure of speech such as alliteration, repetition, simile, inversion, synecdoche. We saw, no? Even transfer epithet. Okay. Now, you can write this line and then you can write any two of the figure of speech. I have given you so many, no? You can write any two. But you have to mention the example with example. Okay. Write the example and then explain the figure of speech. So, this is how you write your appreciation, children. It's very easy. Yes, of course, in your central idea, you do have to think a little what you're going to write because it's about the poem. Alright, but this will come with practice. So, I request you that you learn this appreciation, okay? Learn the entire appreciation so that you will have confidence when you're writing your paper when it comes to appreciation of the poem. I hope you've understood today's video. I want you to go through all the figures of speech again. Now, I'm looking at your assignments. Some of you are doing your assignments without looking into your tutorial. Now, you tell me, children, is that right? How can you go and do your assignment when you have not seen your tutorial? So, please see your tutorial first and then do the assignment. That is how you're going to build up confidence. That is how you're going to learn. So, it's my request. If you don't understand the tutorial when you see it the first time, see it again. It's a recorded thing, no? You can always watch it more and more. So, the more you watch it, the more you're going to memorize it and the more you're going to understand it. So, please see that you go through the entire tutorial. Figure of speech, those are easy. You know, it comes by practice, children. If you practice, you're going to become perfect. So, I request you, go through the tutorials and do your assignments regularly. Plan it out. I hope you're getting up on time and you're having your, breakfast on time. You're eating well. You're sleeping well on time. I hope you're not just spending unnecessary time on your mobile or your laptop. All right? I'm not saying that you shouldn't have recreation. You should enjoy. You give a time. You want to play, some indoor games. Set a time. Because some of you can get addicted to some games and then you're not doing anything else. Okay? So please organize your time, children. And be focused because you're in the 9th standard. If you follow this pattern, you won't find it difficult in the 10th standard. So all the best, children. Do well. God bless you. Thank you.